Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Shuddho Buddho Vimuktaha Shruti Shikhara Giram Mukhyatat Paryabhumi Yasmad Jadam Samastam Jagadidam Amrdat Vyapya Sarvam Sthido Yaha Yasyam Sham Shavataraihi Suranaravanajairekshidam Sarvametad Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udedu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhaka. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. As usual, we shall have 3 times joint recitation of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara. Om. I again remind you that while reciting, every one of you should individually have a sankalpa, a creative thought, a deliberate feeling that our joint recitation should spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all creatures thriving upon our planet. In this way, you will find your mind also goes on expanding, elevating consistently. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Close your eyes. Sit comfortably erect. Open your mouth and heart and join me. Hari, Hari. Now we shall recite the Gita Shloka. Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhavaha.
Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhavaha.
Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhavaha.
Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhavaha.
Pritchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. As all of you know, I am discussing the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is generally considered to be an Atma Samyama Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. In this, Sri Krishna defines in his own manner what is meditation, why should it be done, and how one has to go about it. But he explains it in a brief manner. Generally, you will find meditation discussed elaborately. There are different shastras which deal with meditation. But meditation is practiced only by the mind and the intelligence. When people attempt meditation, they may not be able to do it because they have spent no time thinking about the mind or the intelligence. That they have a mind, they have an intelligence. What is the relation between the two? What are we to do to culture or nurture a good mind? What is meant by the health of the mind, stability of the mind, clarity of the mind? What is meant by elevation, expansion, refinement, sublimation, flexibility, assimilation? All these are qualities of the mind, but nobody seems to know about it. As a result, what happens? Whenever they live in this world, they have a number of confrontations. All these confrontations, mind feels it is not capable of dealing with. Therefore, tension, stress, agitation and what not, these are the results. But you should understand that as you keep your body fit, you have to keep your mind and intelligence also fit. You should understand what is meant by the fitness of the mind and fitness of the intelligence. And can we do anything to improve these qualities? This is a point that everyone should take up. I think it should become a subject included in the curriculum of the high school students. Students are not going to the school to learn with their nose, hands and legs. They have to learn with their mind, with their intelligence. They have to remember things. Remembrance is done by the mind. So the mind must have the power of retaining whatever it receives. Now all these are areas where the mind and the intelligence will need to be touched up. And there are exercises to be taken for the purpose. All exercises ultimately mean meditation and introspection. Bhagavad Gita is a text which documents the dialogue that transpired in the battlefield of Kurukshetra about 5,167 years ago. Arjuna was totally confronted. He was in a discomfiture. He lost his mind. He started crying aloud and looking at Krishna, expecting some kind of a help from him. He was already there as a charioteer. So Krishna rose to the occasion and started treating the mind and intelligence of Arjuna. I think I should say that he was treating the mind through the intelligence. Taking the tool of intelligence, Krishna's own, he was trying to touch and awaken the intelligence of Arjuna. And that intelligence was acting upon the mind and removing the ignorance, doubt, delusion, fear, agitation, agony and the like. The whole process was done in 2.5 hours. All the problems of Arjuna his trouble and confrontation, everything got dissolved. And Arjuna took back his weapons and said, I shall fight not one Mahabharata war, but a score of them if necessary. What do you understand from this? Don't you think? In Arjuna, in the course of 2.5 years, we find a total application of spiritual wisdom to resolve all his problems of the mind and the intelligence. And Arjuna stood firm. So what is spirituality now? Spirituality is the art, science and process of dealing with our mind, dealing with an intelligence, set right all their problems and agitation and make them fit to take up any kind of an interaction and proceed gloriously with resolve. Now this is spirituality. So in this spirituality, how much of asana will be there? How much of physical exercises, yogic exercises will be there? Yogic exercises are very good for the body. And to the extent you administer these exercises to the body, the mind also is involved. You have to count the number of times you take the asana. You have to remember them. So it is actually a kind of meditation, you can say. But actually, spirituality itself is a mental, intellectual pursuit. I have been speaking numberless times about it. And the purpose of spiritual practice is to improve the quality of the mind, the quality of the intelligence. Remove the problems and make both mind and intelligence more and more able, efficient, sublime, lofty, elevated and expansive. So Krishna naturally dealt with the subject of meditation in a very brief manner, emphasizing the whole point that mind is the factor that matters and intelligence is the tool which alone can have some effect on the mind. No other agency can act upon the mind. So here is the sloka which I started developing. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam stiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishasya anavalokayan. This is the only physical exercise he mentions about. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam stiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishasya anavalokayan. The rest is all about the mind. There I started telling you about so many limbs are there in Raja Yoga, Patanjali's Raja Yoga. Yamo hi niyamastyago maunam deshasya kalata asanam moolabandhascha dehasamyam cha drikstitihi prana samyamanam jaiva pratyaharascha dharana atmadhyanam samadhisya proktanyangani vaikramad. Patanjali has brought about altogether 8. Now Shankara says, I am prescribing a course of 15 limbs for Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga means Raja of all yogas. Kingly yoga. Bhagavad Gita itself is a Yogavāsiṣṭha. The subject discussed is Brahma Vidya there. Brahma Vidyayam Yogavāsiṣṭhare. Every chapter has got this in the colophon. And see how Shankaracharya interprets this. Yama and Niyama, Tyaga, Mouna. So last time I discussed up to Mouna. Now we go to the next verse in Aparokṣānubhūtiḥ. Ādāvante ca madhye ca jano yasminna vidyate yenedam sadatam vyaptam sadesho vijanasmradaha. I don't know how you find it. Are you with me? Ādāvante ca madhye ca jano yasmin na vidyade yenedam satatam vyaptam sadesho vijanasmrudha. For meditation, people generally choose a place where nobody will be there. A place of seclusion where people don't come and disturb. Their activity and interaction, you go away. That is why people go to the forest and other areas. Now here he says, everything depends upon your mind. The whole practice is mento-intellectual. So he says that the word desha, select a suitable place, select a suitable time, and do this, do that. Yama and Niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. All these are there. He says, Ādāvante ca madhye ca jano yasminna vidyade. Bah. In the beginning as well as in the end. Equally so in the middle, where no human being is ever present. Yenedam satatam vyaptam. Can you think of a time when no beings at all were there and will be there? At that time, if there is a presence, that presence will be all-pervading. What is that presence? We call it avyakrita. Before existence in its present form came to be evolved, what was there? Our Sankhya Yoga will say, Sattva-guna, Rajo-guna and Tamo-guna are the three qualities of nature, Prakriti. When all the three qualities remain equal, there is a state of equilibrium. And in that state of equilibrium, everything is indistinct. Suppose you go in a rocket, right, a great height into the space. When you look around and above, even below, what will you find? You will find nothing. Absolutely nothing. There will be no distinction or distinctness at all. Now, something similar to that is the state before the existential display, the creational display, the phenomenal world came to be. And whatever presence is there at that time, that is pervading everywhere. Yenedam satatam vyaptam. The space pervades all the other four elements. Sadesho vijanasmrudha. Thinking about that will take you to the real seclusional state. Reflect upon it. The entire creation came to be. Before it came to be, what was it? No creation at all. No creation at all means no Panchabhutas, no Panchabhautik modifications, nothing will be there. That is a stage which is absolutely free. None and nothing is there to interfere. Using the mind and the intelligence, you reflect upon that state and try to embody it. Sadesho vijanasmrudha. That is the one disassociated from people. Kalanat sarva bhutanam brahmadinam nimeshadaha kala shabdena nirdishto Hyakandanandakodvayaha. I don't know whether you are interested in listening to this. I have received one letter from a doctor who is very much struck by whatever we are explaining here. An email has been received. See, this is the Jnana Sadhana. In the Jnana Sadhana, the effort is always for the mind and the intelligence to grasp ideas, assimilate them. After assimilating them, become them. That is the purpose of the sadhana. You try to think about Brahman, think about the Atma in various ways, until at last you are able to arrive at a clarity, and at that time you are told, this Atma is the one you refer to as the I, it is ever present. It is present in your thoughts, it is present in your memory, it is present in sleep, in dream, in wakefulness. Anything and everything, when you do and not do, this is present. So this is an undismissible presence. You have to grasp it, grasp it, grasp it. So these are all subsidiary to this kind of a beautiful contemplation. So in the beginning as well as in the end. In the beginning, before creation, and after dissolution, in both cases the state will be there, and that is an all-pervading presence. Think of that. That is the desha you want to reach. Kalanat sarvabhutanam brahmadinam nimeshataha kalashabdena nirdishto hyakhandanandagodvayaha. Kalanat sarvabhutanam brahmadinam nimeshataha kalashabdena vikhyata nirdishto hyakhandanandagodvayaha. Everything Shankara speaks about and ends up in his Advaya Siddhanta. So the word Kala, he gives a definition. Sarvabhutanam brahmadinam nimeshadaha kalanad. Shall I explain it? Will you be interested and will you grasp it? Brahma is a sankalpa. For anything to be born, there must be a source. So who is the creator? Brahma is the creator. How did he create? He created everything from his own mind, because there is no other substance. Brahma alone is surrounded by nothing. Nothing visible. So he has to create everything from his mind. So everything is manasa there. Even this Brahma, how does he come? See, what is it that we find? We are surrounded by a world. And what is this world? It is an object. I use the word objectude. It's a word perhaps I have created. Very rarely I do so. The entire objectude we see around us. Naturally the question arises, where from has it come? What is the source or who is the creator? Then we say Brahma is the creator. But where from did Brahma come? If you say the world, the creation has come from Brahma, the creator, human intelligence has got the right to inquire, what is the source of Brahma? There is an interesting story. Sri Rama was living in Ayodhya. One day, Brahma came down to seeking an interview with him. He had something important to say. So he sent his visiting card to Sri Rama. Sri Rama got it and immediately asked the messenger, which Brahma has come? Huh? Which Brahma has come? Huh? The messenger went back and asked, my dear Lord wants to know, which Brahma are you? Brahma was surprised. He thought he was the only Brahma for the entire creation. Was he Brahma number 1, 2 or 1000 or 2000? What does it indicate? Even Brahma, it is only a sankalpa, an imagination. And the imagination, just like you posit one Brahma, you can posit more also. Because everything is our mind's projection, mind's deliberateness. So what is Kala, if you ask? By virtue of imagination. I was looking for the word. What is imagination? Imagination is something that the mind does. Only a living human can do imagination. Of course, some of the animals and birds may also have, but it is not so pronounced and so communicated. We alone have the power to think, the power to imagine, and make our imagination known by articulation. So you try to get into the power of imagination, and it is this imagination that makes everything. How do we know it? We know it from our own experience. My dear souls, it is high time that you understand that you are not merely wakeful in this world. As you are wakeful and spend about 16 hours of the day wakefully, you also have 8 hours of sleep, half the wakeful duration. Sometimes in sleep you also have a dream. And your dream can be funny and fantastic. You may have a very short dream, but in the dream you will have experienced thousands of years of life. A man sleeps on his bed. He has a dream. In the dream he feels that he has gone to Washington. How distant is Washington and how many hours of air travel there? And then in Washington, he was walking with his friends, sightseeing, etc. They felt very hungry. So when they went into a hotel and had their meal, suddenly the dream broke out. They became wakeful. He became wakeful. Then he understood that the waking state food is lying in the stomach undigested. Generally, dream happens at such a time. In an empty stomach, very seldom dream can be had. So what does it mean? Who creates Brahma? Our imagination. Our imagination is capable of making not merely Brahma, but many things. Whatever you see here in wakeful world, phenomenal world, in the dream you have another parallel world. In order to make the world, what all things are necessary? Panchabhutas are necessary. A God is necessary to create things. So the sleeping man creates a God. And through his God, he creates Panchabhutas, space, fire, air, water, and earth. And through them, a number of objects, living beings and the like. All these are done in a few seconds or minutes. I want you to understand very clearly that the world around us is based upon time, space and objectude. Time, space and objects. Whenever there are objects and the objects are changing, then their changingness has to be noticed. There the time factor comes in. If there is no object, there will not be time. If there is no time, there will be no objects also. Then where are the objects present? They are present in space. So if space is not there, objects will not be there. So the moment you see an object, it is implied that space is there. And if the objects are changing, it is implying, the changes are implying time also. So what is happening? Time, space and objects. All the three are at once, together, coming into expression. And who brings all these into expression? The sleep and the sleeper. The sleeper is lying totally unconscious of the body, mind, intelligence, ego and the world. And he does not do anything. There is no movement, there is no activity. In such an absolute stillness which characterizes sleep, you have a dream. And the dream is an absolutely parallel world. So for the world, what all things are necessary? Brahma, the creator, is necessary. Then Panchabhutas are necessary. Time is necessary. So time, space and objects are suddenly appearing. And we have an evidence of it in our dream. The entire dream world is created by what and whom? The sleep and the sleeper. What is the process by which all the dream world phenomena come into existence? It is a mind's handiwork. That handiwork is called imagination. I was looking and thinking about what other word can I use. So I am using a phrase. It is a sentient activity. Activity of the sentience, of the consciousness. That is imagination. The sleeper and the sleep have not done anything to create the dream world. The sleeper is lying coiled up within his body and he is not conscious of anything. In such a state, if he produces a dream, what can be the activity which brings it about? It cannot be a physical activity, a material activity, a visible activity, a gross activity. It can only be an activity like thoughts from the mind, feelings from the mind, emotions from the mind, memory from the mind. These are not taking place in space. It is beyond the cause and effect realm. It is through kalana, imaginational potential, sentient activity that all these are getting displayed. Now what you have to do is very discreetly try to understand the import of kala, time, etc. and be free from other prescriptions. When you start thinking in this manner, what will be the result? You will understand that this cannot be an activity taking place in our wakeful state, in the gross world, in a physical or material manner. Everything is inside. Brahman alone is bringing up the Creator and everything else in less than the twinkling of the eye. By Kalana and Kala, that supreme reality is meant. It is not the time that you are dealing with and which our clocks show. This is a time of a different dimension, of a different level. Brahman alone will be able to bring it about, display it. So what is meant by Kala? Kalanat sarvabhutanam brahmadinam nimeshadaha Kala shabdena nriddishto hyakhandanandakodvaya. By the word Kala, we are referring to the supreme reality called Brahman, which is Akhandanandaka Advaya, which is non-dual and Akhandanandaka. That is the one which generates bliss. Sukhenaiva bhaved yasmin ajasram brahmachindanam asanam tadvijaniyat netarat sukhanasanam. I generally laugh when I read verses like this of Shankaracharya. Sukhenaiva Sukhenaiva bhaved yasmin ajasram brahmachindanam asanam tadvijaniyat nedarat sukhanāsanam. I wish you understand Sanskrit. We are taking asana. We have made asana what? It is a piece of mat that is available. So if you go to the shop and ask him, I want an asana, he will produce one for you. When people come to the ashram and some of them seek diksha and we decide upon a date when they will be given diksha, one of the things we ask them to bring is an asana. So with the help of somebody they go to Trishur and select an asana. So the asana has become a material piece, but the asana is a pose for our body. We have transmitted that beautifully to a material piece of cloth. So Shankaracharya explains it. Sukhenaiva bhaved yasmin ajasram brahmachindanam asanam tadvijaniyat netarat sukhanāsanam. What is asana? It is a pose that you take. See, you can stand, you can sit, you can walk, you can run, you can lie. All these are poses of the body. Now, what is the pose that you should take? What for? Our object is to realize the supreme truth, Brahma. So, Brahmajnana is the goal. So, your asana should be such that when you sit in that pose, you must be able to think of Brahman, the supreme reality, without any interruption whatsoever. In whichever asana, in whichever pose you can perform this, you can pursue this, that is called an asana. Nedarat sukhanāsanam. Not any other thing which will destroy or disturb your peace. Don't you think there is a lot of humor also in this? Now, can all of you, all people sit in Padmasana? Or in Shuddhasana? People who have become sannyasins, particularly yogis, etc., whenever they walk, they will have a water pot and also a yoga danda. Like why? A stick. Why are they taking it? How long can they sit and meditate? See, even to hold your neck erect, there is a strain. So if you go on doing like that, after some time it will droop. So drooping is not liked by them. So what they do is they try to support the cheek with this yoga danda. Now Shankara says, the emphasis is not in any of these. In whichever pose you will be able to pursue Brahmachandana, you will be able to reflect upon Brahman, you will be able to practice the Brahmavritti without any interruption. That is called the real asana. Nedarat Sukhanāsanam. All the others are disturbing your sukha and comfort. In order to sit in that pose, you have to strain your body. How long can you sit like this? All the three in one line. For a short while it is okay, but your meditation has to extend quite some time, 1 hour or 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Or there is something called Siddhasana. Siddham yat sarva bhutadi vishwadhishtanam avyayam yasmin siddhaha samavishtaha tadvai siddhasanam viduhu. Siddham yat sarva bhutadi vishwadhishtanam avyayam. We are all living upon the earth, and the earth is a huge globe. What is the diameter of the earth? It is moving at about 25,000 kilometers or so an hour. It is swinging, spinning. We are making stable buildings on the earth. Along with the building, it is swinging. All around the earth it is air. In the air, can the earth stand? It cannot. But how is it standing there? So there is a mighty force which supports it. Not merely earth, sun, moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. Look at the sky at night. How many stars are there? All of them are, in a way, like our earth. Everything is revolving in its trajectory. Nothing is stationary in this world, within creation. You tell me, what is the substratum for all these, by virtue of which these countless planets, stars, and other celestial bodies are revolving in their own trajectory, never coming into collision as such. What a wonderful magic is this! If you can describe it as a power, what kind of a power is this? What kind of a potential is this? So where are all these celestial bodies, including the creatures that inhabit them? Where are they? Where are they seated? What is that substratum? Think about it. Reflect upon it. What is our purpose in taking to asana? What is the purpose in taking to pranayama? Is it only to be doing pranayama? Or pranayama is a sadhana or a practice which will help us to clean the body and the mind and ultimately take to this knowledge process sooner or later. So the emphasis should not be lost. The objective should not be forgotten. We must be able to seat our mind, seat our intelligence comfortably so that without any disturbance, we must be able to remember, think, reflect upon and introspect comfortably. Any siddha, an attained soul, will have his rest. Will have his rest upon the self, upon this wonderful substratum. So what is the best asana? Self-seatedness is the best asana. You may do whatever you like. If you want to be like this, the mind should become poised. The intelligence must be able to do its introspection. You must be able to watch your inner processes, mind and mind processes. Watch them so effectively that the mind process will cease, taking you to its very source. That source will be the source of the whole creation. Are you with me? Yanmoolam sarvabhutanam, yanmoolam chittabandhanam, moolabandhas sada sevyo, yogyosau rajayoginam. Bah. Shankaracharya calls it Raja Yoga. It is a kingly yoga or the king of all yogas. Yanmoolam sarvabhutanam, yanmoolam chittabandhanam, moolabandhas sada sevyo, yogyosau rajayoginam. Our body is a biological aggregate. It is a material mass. Who has shaped it? The fetus in the mother's womb has shaped it without any help or interference from any external agency. And that biological aggregate has its own laws, procedures, rules, etc. and it functions. Hunger is produced, so you eat. The food is digested, converted into blood, and the blood becomes the energy. Again you have hunger, thirst. All these are biological processes. These biological processes themselves are there. What for? To host your mind, to host your intelligence. The entire body is inert. It is a dead body. It's a material mass made up of the food you consume. So it is material, it is inert. So it is capable of doing nothing. It cannot generate an experience or knowledge. Then what for is this body? It is to host the mind, the intelligence and the ego, the inner personality. Yanmoolam sarvabhutanam. So what is the source of all the beings? If the body is totally inert, then what else is there as the source of experience? Mind, intelligence and ego. What is the source of the mind? What is the source of the intelligence? Yanmoolam chittabandhanam. This Mouna is called root restraint, restraining things at the root level. Mind is the source of everything. It is the mind that makes the heart beat, lungs bellow, blood circulate, the body to preserve heat, Contemplate on that. What is the source of all activity? Close your eyes. Can you do it? Such inwardness, where you get absorbed into the mind and its source to find out the source, this is called Moola Bandhana. How to take you to this level? In Yogavāsiṣṭha Rāmāyaṇam, there is a portion called Siddha Gita. I have discussed this in the book Quietude of the Mind. If you have not seen it and read it, better get hold of a copy and read it. It is a book which will transform you completely. It is the Upashama Prakarana of the 18-day dialogue Prince Rama had with Sage Vasishtha. Sage Vasishtha spoke to him from morning to evening for 18 days, sitting in the palace of Ayodhya. Rama's father and mothers were there, palace officials were there, ministers were there, citizenly chiefs were there, a number of Brahmins and sages and ascetics and yogis, all of them were there. Every day the audience was more. Coming to know that Sage Vasishtha is addressing the 15-year-old prince. And the whole dialogue is the greatest spiritual wisdom, rare to find. There, Sage Vasishtha narrates about King Janaka. King Janaka was a great knower, though he was ruling the kingdom and sitting on the throne. One day he went hunting along with a retinue, a set of followers. And while he was going, the retinue also was in front as well as in back. Suddenly he got attracted. He was hearing. He started focusing on the sound. So he found a group of siddhas, knowers, singing severally a song. He found it very, very meaningful. He left all the retinue and focusing on the song, he remained there. This is called the Siddha Gita. I will tell you one or two verses from it. Drishtru Drishya Samayogat Pratyaya Ananda Nishchayaha Yastam Swamatma Tattvotham Nispandam Samubhasmahe. The Siddhas, enlightened people, greatest of yogis, they were singing collectively as well as severally. Very few verses are there. One verse is, I like it very much. Drishtru Drishya Samayogad Pratyaya Ananda Nishchayaha Yastam Swamatma Tattvotham Nispandam Samubhasmahe. Generally for worship, you will have an idol. Baskets full of flowers, and you will also chant some mantra. we generally are exposed to this kind of a worship. There is a worshipable presence in front. Worshipping materials are there, and the worshipper also is there. These siddhas who are going all alone, they may have maximum a water pot with them, or even that may not be there. What will be their worship? They also have a worship. See the elements of worship. Drashtra drishya samayogad pratyaya ananda nishchayaha yastam swamatma tattvotham nispandam samupasmahe. My dear souls, this is India. This is our India. It is not what you see. I also want prosperity, economic prosperity in our country. I tell people, I sometimes write also, we have almost become the third economic power in the world. We used to contribute more than 20% of GDP earlier. I think we will reach almost the same position shortly. What is our population now? We have exceeded China. What about our military? How many countries in this world have so much of military as we have? Our expenditure on the military front, how much? So we are extremely growing in the economic sphere. I like it, very good. But is that the real India that we are? No, not at all. Our wealth and treasure are inward. They belong to the mind and the intelligence, the heart. We had discovered this right from the prehistoric times. And ever since then, we have preserved this treasure. We have explained it to people, generation after generation. Countless number of millennia have passed. Even now, the most ancient treasure of wisdom we had discovered and actualized, the same is available to us. If our ancient people had constructed some memorial out of earth and earth's products, tell me what would have happened to them? They would have perished under the passage of time. This we can rewrite, publish, popularize, generation after generation. Nobody has seen Sage Valmiki, nor his writing. He inscribed cutting across the fibers of palm leaves. We have never seen the first scripture he wrote. His stylus, his pen we have not seen. His kudira we don't know. But how is it that his Ramayana, without even a change of syllable, is even now available, and millions of copies have been printed and sold? In so many Indian languages, they have written their own Ramayanas after the original Ramayana. How is it that this took place? You have no value for it. You have no appreciation for it. You have no esteem for it. Which country has been able to preserve a literature like this? And it is not one, many are there. Valmiki's Ramayana, Vyasadeva's Mahabharatam, again Srimad Bhagavatam, Ashtavakra Samhita, Siddha Gita, Yogavāsiṣṭha Rāmāyaṇam, all these are there. And what are they singing? Nispandam samupasmahe. We are contemplating upon the vibrationless presence, unvibrating presence. What is that presence? Drashtra drishya samayogat Pratyayananda Nishchayaha. How did you know about it? We knew about it from our own experience. What is that experience? Pratyayananda Nishchayaha. You see a beautiful garden or a tree. How do you see it? In the presence of light alone we can see, our eyes can see. So whenever there is light, the light rays fall on the tree, they get reflected, they come and touch the cornea. Instantly electrical signals go up to the brain and we experience the mental imprint of the tree produced by the mind. So my dear souls, will you use your intelligence to understand that the tree stands there and you are here. You don't go to the tree doesn't come to you. But still you perceive the tree. Where? Not in the eyes, but inside the body. Our mind takes an imprint of the tree and the mental imprint is alone seen. Even about your own body, you don't see the body. You only see the mental imprint of your body. So whenever there is an experience of an object, what is happening? Drishtra drishya samayogad. With the help of the eyes, the mind takes an imprint, and that imprint is in the mind itself. Thus, the sentience or consciousness within us suddenly wanted to see, so it employs the eyes and takes an imprint of the object. So when the mind takes an imprint on itself, what is happening? Drashta, the seer, institutes the seeing. As a result, the visible becomes seen to you. All these are processes taking place where? Is it in the body? No. It is in the mind. It is in the mind. I am not talking to you as a material, objective scientist. I am talking to you as a spiritual scientist. Experience the body cannot produce at all because it is a matter body, material mass. Experience comes only from the mind, the source of the mind. And the mind is above matter, above energy. So in the mind, first of all, a position is created, the seer, and the seer institutes the seeing, and the visible is seen. In the whole process, what is happening? Drishtra drishya samayoga. There is a contact between the drashta and the drishya, the seer and the visible. They come into a union, so to say, a conjunction. Then what happens? The tree as an idea is formed. Pratyayananda nishchayaha, causing pleasantness. I wanted to see the tree. See, I am seeing. There is an imprint of the tree within me, in my mind, by the mind. So I have become the tree. I am united with the tree. The tree is united with me. All experiences are like this. It is a conjunction between the seer and the visible. Pratyayananda nishchayaha. This, where from it does it arise? Is it arising from the tree? The tree stands there. The tree only stands there. You are standing here. And the imprint is already made. What has made the imprint? The presence inside my body. Body is inert. It cannot do anything. The presence inside body, it itself forms an imprint of the tree. And that imprint, it conjuncts with the seer. So every pleasure is subjective and inner, or it is objective and outer. Answer me. You see your own child. Are you seeing the child outside, or the seeing process is inside? The seer is inside. The seeing process is inside. It is a conjunction between the two that results in seeing. Pratyayananda nishchaya. And the whole process arises from the I. Yastam swamaatmatattvotham. It is emerging from the I, emerging from the self. If you close your eyes and simply remains, there will be no seeing at all. Suppose you open your eyes, then the reflected rays start striking the cornea. So the eye gets united to an imprint of an object. It is that union that generates ananda. Nispandam samupasmaye. In the whole process, there is no movement, there is no vibration also. The presence that animates the body, can it ever move? It is permeating the whole body, it is full in the body. Something that is full in the body, can it move further? No. No. So it is the presence inside that produces this joy. Don't think that ever joy comes from an object. No object in this world can ever produce joy at all. They cannot produce an experience. Can this produce an experience? Can this produce an experience? These are all material, inert. Experience comes from one's own within, and no object causes it. Subject alone is there. So the entire position is that everything is subject and subjective. Nispandam samupasmahe. We think about it and remain still. This stillness is our worship. This contemplation is our worship. We understand the sentience or consciousness that animates the body alone is present everywhere. Before seeing, in seeing, after seeing. Nothing from outside enters the inner presence. No object ever enters inside to cause an experience. It is the mind alone taking imprint of all objects. So everything is arising from the self, arising from the self, arising from the self, emerging from the self, emerging from the self, resting upon the self, resting upon the self. And that self, because of its fullness, can never vibrate or move. So we contemplate upon the stillness of the inner presence. We recognize that all experiences are in it, by it, of it, for it. We give no extra importance to the world. This world can do nothing to me. It can never add a plus to me, nor can it inflict a minus on me. I remain myself. I remain full. I remain irreducible. I remain abundant, 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 full, full, full. It is to deliberate upon the whole process, understand it, and realize it personally, directly. to whatever degree you want to be sure of it. This is what human life is for. Not for eating, sleeping, mating and growing, multiplying. This is our India. Drishtra-drishya samayogat pratyayananda nischaya yastam swamatma tattvotham nispandam samupasmahe. All experiences are emergence from the self. Emergence from the self. There is nothing besides the self. Let me stop. You should not miss the import. In spiritual sadhana, we never indulge in any kind of a physical practice. No material is used. No physical processes are involved, including asana. This is a pursuit by the mind, by the intelligence, and for the sake of refining, sublimating, enlightening the mind and the intelligence. Now Shankara is declaring it, confirming it, arguing it out and proving it variously. And he calls, this is called 15-limbed Raja Yoga. People who are sufficiently mature and ready, they will need only this. Otherwise, they can mix it up with a little Hatha Yoga, he says. I happened to read this Aparokṣānubhūtiḥ in my pre-sannyasa life in Calcutta. You know, ever since I read Aparokṣānubhūtiḥ, the text was very much in my mind and heart. I had no problem in reading a Sanskrit text and understand it if necessary with commentary and remember them, learn them, memorize them. This was almost like a hobby for me. I never thought that there would be a time when Prakriti will call upon me to speak and elucidate these points. This has also come to me. So, let me stop today. Samvedya varjitamanottamamegamadhyam samvidpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamethya shamodidashri kurvan akartrapadamethya shamodidashri. I have received an email today in which the writer is asking me to explain this verse so that all our viewers will be able to understand it better. She has heard my explanation earlier. She says, I would like you to explain it once again, not only for me, for the sake of all the viewers all over the world. What a wonderful verse. When people say like this, it is also very touching. I appreciate it. It occurred to one person to say that, Swamiji, we would like to hear an explanation of this verse. This is what Vasishtha tells the 15-year-old Rama before he sat on the throne. You also have 15-year-old children. Have you ever thought of explaining anything to them like this, either yourself or get a wise man to explain to him? What is the treasure that we are carrying within our body? What is the greatness and potential of our mind? And what is the magnitude, majesty and magnificence of our intelligence? I am sometimes wondering, why are we begging after this world? Begging. What for? Bhagavad Gita says, senses are superior to the objects, mind is superior to the senses, intelligence is still superior to the mind, and still superior to the intelligence is the I in you. So are you not carrying everything superior in your personality to the world around you? How can the world still seduce you, attract you unduly? Use it to the extent that you need it. But don't be seduced by it, allured by it beyond measure. Live as a master in this world, not as a slave. This is the message of spirituality. Samvedya varjidamanuttamamekamādyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanārahita kriyām tu kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodidashri. Kurvan akartrapadamehitya samodidashri. Hari, 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 Om Tat Sat. We shall have a concluding Omkara collectively and then disperse. Take your pose for it. Okay. Hari Om Tat Sat. Be very intelligent, be very sensitive. Appreciate the treasure that you are carrying. Okay.